What's going on, knuckleheads? Welcome to the live stream. This is the Dustin Poirier versus Charles Oliveira UFC 269 post-fight live. Man, I had to do it. I got to start doing this for you guys again. We got to start hanging out again, especially as the FightersRep events continue moving forward. We got a huge event, as you guys know, coming in February, our biggest FightersRep event yet, but UFC 269, man, the UFC does it again. What an absolutely incredible show. Two big upsets. Now, I wouldn't call the Charles Oliveira fight an upset, not for me at least. I actually thought he was going to win. I didn't make the prediction that he would, but I thought he would just because I just feel like Oliveira's too young. He's got too much momentum, and he's too damn good on the ground, man. And as we saw today, I mean, you can hit him with big shots over and over again. The guy's resilient, and the guy has incredible stamina and just keeps coming forward. And, you know, I'll be honest, I really wanted Dustin Poirier to win that fight. I really wanted Dustin Poirier to win that fight, guys. But it wasn't meant to be, you know. I don't know what he's going to have to do to get over that hump and get an undisputed title. Maybe he's never going to get there. Who knows? You know, I'm sure this is absolutely like, you know, soul-crushing for Dustin Poirier. And it sucks because he's such a good guy. But, man, can he do more? Can he do more? Can he get over the hump? He wasn't able to tonight. I thought in the first round he had incredible success. He was landing big shots on Oliveira. I thought he could have finished him in the first round, but Oliveira, again, showing that resiliency and showing his expertise on the ground with the jiu-jitsu, man, over and over. Second, third round, started taking Dustin Poirier's back. And, you know, I knew that spelled trouble, man. As soon as I saw him get Poirier on the ground, Poirier was sort of defenseless, holding on for dear life in that second round. I said to myself, this is not going to pan out well at all for Dustin Poirier. And the third round spelled the beginning of the end. The third round spelled the beginning of the end when Poirier got his back, you know, in a rear naked choke, a standing rear naked choke, and got the job done, man. So absolutely incredible. Congrats to Charles Oliveira, man. I mean, the guy is legit. And listen, the only guy left for him to beat of all the big dogs that I could think of is Justin Gaethje. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I think he beats Justin Gaethje. I really do. I think he runs through Justin Gaethje. I think he just, you know, takes him to the ground. Unless Gaethje can go crazy and knock him out, which can definitely happen. I think it'll be a great fight. I think he takes him to the ground. I think maybe his toughest fight is more a guy like an Islam Makhachev, right? Maybe an Islam Makhachev, a guy who's very versed on the ground, is the only guy that might be able to give Charles Oliveira a stylistic matchup where, you know, he'll have a really, really hard time. But, you know, Dustin Poirier was the favorite tonight. Oliveira proved the world wrong. And then, in the co-main event of the evening, Juliana Pena taking the fight to Amanda Nunes, landing beautiful jabs, you know, finding a way to neutralize her boxing with those jabs, coming at her, you know, fighting maybe what was an unexpected fight for Nunes. I'm not sure what happened to Nunes here. You know, I thought Nunes was far too dominant to be beaten by a Juliana Pena. Nunes was a minus 1,000 favorite in this fight, you guys. But in round number 2, she gets, you know, rolled off the cage, taken to the ground. Juliana Pena submits her and becomes, I can't believe it, the Venezuelan vixen becomes the new UFC champion. You know, an upset that I can't even remember. I mean, upsets happen in the UFC a lot, right? They happen in the UFC a lot. But I cannot remember the last time, an underdog got beat like this. I mean, this was shocking to the level of when Ronda Rousey got knocked out. Juliana Pena becomes bantamweight champion, improves to 12-4, 7-2 in the UFC. Amanda Nunes, a lot of us ask, has she ever even lost? I mean, it's been so long she's lost, but now she's 14-2 in the UFC, 21-5 overall. What's going to happen? Is she going to come back and be the dominant force that she once was? We'll see, man. Does Juliana, Pena have her number? I don't know. I really can't tell you guys, man. But that's what happened. It is what it is, man. I'm going to open up the floor. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to say, you can drop it in the chat right now. You can leave it in the comment section below after watching this video. Anything you guys want to talk about, absolutely, I'm open to it. Smash the like button. If you're in here, hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. A fantastic event put on by the UFC again, man. And before I continue, I did watch boxing as well. Watched the Lomachenko fight. As you know, on Mondays we go live at 6:30 p.m. With Coach Derek Collinsworth. We're going to be doing that on Monday. We got a lot to talk about. Conor Benn looked like an absolute monster in there today. Knocking out Chris Algieri in a more brutal fashion than even Errol Spence was able to, when Errol Spence was, seemingly an unstoppable force. And then we had Lomachenko look great. I did think he kind of took his feet off the gas a little bit. I felt like Lomachenko could have done a bit more. But, we'll talk about it some more on Monday. I'm going to ask that you guys, again, tell me what you think about this fight. Leave it in the chat. Leave it in the comments. But before I continue, I want to ask you guys, like this video, comment, share. Be sure to subscribe, man. Join Knucklehead Nation. Hit that join button. It's just $10 a month. And you can help me continue to build the best kickboxing promotion in the world, Fighters Rep. We've got an incredibly stacked card for you guys come February 18th at Fighters Rep 12. So far, we've got 6 pro fights lined up. We've got something like 10 or 11 amateur fights, the highest quality amateurs you'll find in the world lined up. If you can't make it to California, we can get your tickets on FightersRep.com. If you can't make it to California, again, you can always tune in right here by joining the channel and watching the fights. We've had some viral moments at the last couple Fighters Reps. And, I have no doubt that we'll have more viral moments in the future. I wanted to talk about some of the other results in case you guys missed it, man. So again, we already discussed Juliana Pena's massive upset over Amanda Nunes. Just absolutely incredible. We had, of course, Charles Oliveira. I mean, I don't think that was a huge upset. It was a slight upset if you're the odds makers, because he was a slight, underdog, but not an upset to me. The guy's unbelievably talented. Jeff Neal defeats Santiago Ponzinibbio by split decision. I didn't get to watch that fight, but Ponzinibbio's a guy that I always see in exciting fights, but it doesn't look like this fight kind of lived up to that hype. Kai Kara France TKO's Cody Garbrandt in the first round. Man, what the heck's going on there? And then, of course, Sean O'Malley also getting a first round KO. I mean, that guy is something else. Josh Emmett beating Dan Ige by unanimous decision. And, apparently that was a war. And Dominic Cruz defeating Pedro Munoz. Something I'm not too happy about because, as you guys know, we're pretty cool. Very cool, actually, with Chad George. So, and he was in Munoz's corner. But, fair play to Dominic Cruz. He's a fantastic fighter. Still doing it. Still beating the best guys in the world. I mean, Dominic Cruz, it's like the guy doesn't go away. Tai Tuivasa with a second round KO. I mean, this guy's just absolutely violent. And then, Bruno Silva defeating Jordan Wright, first round. Looks like a first round knockout. We also had Andre Muniz defeating Eric Anders. Eric Blanchfield defeating Miranda Maverick. And so on and so forth. I'm sure you guys don't care too much about that, about those guys. So, big shout out to Mike Colleen in the chat. Spiritual Awakening says Juliana Pena shocks the world. Says I wanted Dustin to win. Oh well, but glad for Oliveira. Mike, man, you and me both. You and me both, man. Look, Dustin Poirier, he's like the new Michael Bisping, man. For me, a lot of you guys may be able to relate to this one too. He's like the Dan Marino of the UFC, man. The difference being, Poirier actually did win an interim title, so technically he did win that title, but it's like Dan Marino, man, was the best quarterback in the league, just could never win a Super Bowl. And then Dustin Poirier is kind of that same guy, man, the new Mike Bisping. I'm hoping one day he can get it over the proverbial line. But man, is it just not meant to be for him? Is Oliveira just too good? Is that division always just going to be too good? I mean, there's no time like the present with Khabib Nurmagomedov gone, and he just couldn't get it done, man. And that kid Oliveira is special, man. We could say what we want about the kid. He doesn't speak English, perhaps. So maybe, you can't understand him and you can't really connect with him and relate with him. But what you can connect to and relate to is the fact that he can fight his ass off. He's got tremendous heart. He just keeps coming forward, as you saw in this fight and the fight against Michael Chandler. He's got an incredible gas tank on him. He's got incredible resiliency. And right before he stepped into the cage, Daniel Cormier said, one of the questions about him was, how does he deal with a tough spot, right? How does he deal in the tough situation? He's answered that, and tonight he answered it again, you guys. He answered it again. So big shout out to Charles Oliveira. Listen, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing this after the big fights from now on, over and over again. As I said, Lomachenko looked great tonight, although I felt like he took his foot off the gas a little bit as well in the boxing world. Conor Benn, I mean, what more can you say about Conor Benn? He looked fantastic as well. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. Mike says Oliveira is just that good, period. Mike, you are absolutely right. So, knuckleheads, that's all I've got. But again, remember, subscribe, like, comment, share. It's really appreciated. Join the channel if you want to support us and help us continue to build the only kickboxing promotion that matters. Fighters Rep Promotions, and our fights are coming again. Fighters Rep 12, February 18th. You're not going to want to miss it, man. The most stacked card we've ever had. You can watch it right here on YouTube simply by joining the channel. If you're anywhere near California, if you're anywhere in the United States, you should buy tickets. They sell out fast. Our last 3 shows completely sold out. I definitely suggest, if you're a fight fan, you come check out Fighters Rep. It's pure kickboxing. There's no clinching. It's the most exciting combat sport in the world, in my opinion. So definitely come check us out. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this fight in the comments below. We'll talk soon.